Section Einstein.
Good morning, teachers.
Please be seated.
Thank you, ma'am.
We are your teachers for today's class. I am Teacher Joy.
I am Teacher Christina.
And I am Teacher Joliten.
Enjoy learning and listening.
Once again, good morning, class. Before we start our lesson, let's have a prayer. Who will lead the prayer? Okay, Mr. Zamora, please come here in front.
The English let's stand and let us pray. Our gracious loving God, the Father, Lord, thank you for this beautiful day that you've given to us. Lord, to start our class this morning with the persons who will class, share with us your goodness to worship us. Lord, bless the teachers. Start our class this morning and forgive us our sins as we come into this day. We love you more than we stay here for hearing and sing our prayer in the loving name of Jesus Christ we pray. Amen. Amen.
Thank you, Mr. Zamora. You may now take your seat.
Thank you.
How are you today, class? You're fine? That's good to hear.
In this generation, most students and adults are fond of using social medias. We also like expressing ourselves through images and icons. As you have observed, our board is pasted with various images. You can see here happy faces, sad faces, crying faces, and many more. Hence, let's learn and enjoy our class today with a social media themed classroom. Do you like our theme class?
Yes, ma'am.
That's nice to hear. Is anyone absent today? Ms. Secretary, please check the attendance.
No one is absent today, ma'am.
Thank you. Class, the 4 social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, have posted something in their social media accounts. So, I need 4 groups to read their messages. Now, kindly group yourselves into 4. Okay, you are now seated in your groups. If I call your group, you should present your identity plaque to recognize you. First to present is Facebook group. Facebook group, please stand and present.
Ituyok-tuyok, ikapay-kapay, chutoy.
Thank you, Facebook group. Now, next is Twitter group.
Very good, very good. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Twitter group. Next is Instagram group. Wow, thank you for the farmers club Instagram group. Next, last but not the least, YouTube group. Wow, thank you for the sweet angel clap. Thank you everyone for your wonderful and amazing claps. Now, please, eyes on the board. If you see the logo of your social media platform, kindly stand up and read the post.
Do you understand, class?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. Now here are our house rules.
Facebook group, please stand and read the post.
Always be kind. Be respectful at all times. Be honest and responsible.
Thank you, Facebook group. Now the next house rules will be read by Twitter group.
Raise your hand to speak, listen and follow direction, keep your area clean.
Thank you, Twitter group. Next, please read Instagram group.
Listen to your teacher. Ask questions. When someone else is talking, listen.
Thank you, Instagram group. Now lastly, our set of house rules will be read by YouTube group.
Believe in yourself. Help each other. Have fun.
Thank you, YouTube group. Thank you, everyone. I hope everything that you have read will absorb in your minds and apply those rules in our class today. Now, before we proceed to the next part in our class, please take a look on the board. As you have observed, I have pasted the scoreboard where the scores of each team will be recorded. The group with the highest accumulated points from all our activities in this session will get a reward. However, I also have here happy faces and sad faces sticker. The group who will break any of the rules will have a sad face sticker, which is equal to -2 points. Meanwhile, the most cooperative and most behaved group will have a happy face sticker, equivalent to additional 3 points. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, everyone. What did we discuss last meeting, class?
Ma'am,
Okay, Miss Villarino.
last meeting we discussed about the degrees of adjectives.
Yes, that's right. Degrees of adjectives. Now, give one of the 3 degrees of adjectives. Okay, Mr. Zamora.
Positive adjectives, ma'am.
Yes, that's right. Positive adjective. The second one. Okay, Mr. Pared.
Comparative adjective, ma'am.
Yes, very good. That's right. Comparative adjective. Now, what is the last one of the degrees of adjectives? Okay, Mr. Sibayan.
Superlative adjectives, ma'am.
Thank you. You're right. Superlative adjective. So those are the 3 degrees of adjectives. It seems that you really understood our lesson last meeting. However, to test that you fully understand our previous lesson, let's have an activity titled Sink or Swim.
Now here is the direction. During the activity, all groups will stand and I will give 10 questions. Each group will be given a flag where their social media symbol is printed. The group who will raise their flag first will be able to answer the question, and if they got the correct answer, they are allowed to sink one member for each of the opposing teams or swim a member of your own team. However, if the group answers incorrectly, the member who answered must sink. The team who will have the most members standing will have additional points plus correct answers.
Do you have questions, class?
No.
If none, then let's head on to our game. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Let the game begin. The first question is, what is the definition of the positive degree? Okay, Instagram group.
The positive degree is the normal form of an adjective, ma'am.
That's right. Okay, choose a member that you will sink. Okay, one member of Twitter group just got sunk. So the second question. The most dangerous part of the trip was sleeping in the woods. What degree of adjective is used? Okay, Facebook group.
Superlative degree, ma'am.
That's right, very good. Now choose one member from another team.
Listen.
Okay, Mr. Zamora just got sunk. The third question. Could there be a more insane answer than the answer to this question? What degree of adjective is used? Okay,
Comparative degree, ma'am.
comparative degree. That's right, future group. Choose a member of one group that you will sink. Okay, one member of Facebook group just got sunk. The question number 4 is, you've done a great job today. So here's a paid check. What degree of adjectives is used? Facebook group.
Positive degree, ma'am.
Positive degree. That's right. Choose a member.
I will sing Instagram group.
Instagram group just got sunk. Okay. The next question. What is the definition of the comparative degree? Okay, Twitter group.
Comparative degree is an adjective that compares two items or two sets of items, ma'am.
Very good, that's right. Now choose one member.
Wala naman.
Congratulations, YouTube group! Let's give YouTube group a fireworks clap.
And that ends our game, everyone, titled Sink or Swim. Thank you for the participation of everybody. You all did great. I believe that you fully understand the lesson, our previous lesson, and now you are ready to proceed to our next lesson.
For today's lesson, you are expected to share insights about the negative impacts of phone addiction and appreciate the importance of human connection, discuss the use of subordinate and coordinate conjunctions, and apply appropriate conjunctions in song, slogan, open letter, and poem.
This time, you will be watching a video from TED Talk. I encourage you to focus and understand thoroughly the speaker's speech. Afterwards, you'll be asked about it. Are we clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you know that 80% of children check their phones every 5 minutes? Crazy, right? Hi, everyone. My name is Tanner Welton, and today I'm going to be talking to you about cell phone addiction. Now, I may have an addiction myself, but that doesn't mean I can't talk about it. In fact, who knows it better than me? There are many people with addictions to different things, but in my opinion, cell phone addiction is a number one worry. Now, hold on a second. I'm sure many of you are thinking that that's not me. I'm not addicted. Now take a second to think about how many times a day you use your phone or just check your phone. What happens to you when you lose your phone? Are you calm and settled, or do you freak out? There are actually people who have a panic attack. It's called nomophobia, or as I personally like to call it, nophonobia. It is when you panic if you don't have your phone in your pocket or you can't find it. I've seen this happen on many occasions in our house. But don't feel alone. In fact, there are 1.5 billion people in China. 24 million of them are suspected to be addicted to technology. That is almost 3/4 of Canada's population. It is so crazy that parents are putting their children into institutions to detoxify them of technology. But they are not the only ones having this problem. It's happening in Britain, Spain, and several other countries. And I believe that these detox centers will soon be in Canada. Now, the big question is, why are people so addicted? Well, here's my answer. Take social media for an example. Every single time you post a photo, let's say in the matter of 10 seconds, you get 4 likes. Well, those 4 likes may be small, but it affects your mind in a huge way. Those 10 seconds of happiness sends a message to your brain saying, I want more. So then you post another photo and another photo just to see how many likes you get. Now you are spending every 5 minutes of your day checking to see if someone liked your photo, even if that someone is from across the world and you've never met them before. That sounds like a pretty big waste of a day to me. But it is not just kids I'm talking about, it's adults too. It's like people don't talk to people. Have you ever been to a restaurant and 2 people are on a date? They don't even look at each other. They are too busy, on their devices, talking to someone else, or screenshotting their dinner and sending it to someone that isn't even there. Wow, nice date night, great spending time with you, and your phone. It's like we live in a virtual world, where we can't even feel comfortable with the people we love. We are always looking at or thinking about what other people are doing. There is another aspect of this attachment to technology. We don't even talk to each other in the same household. For instance, some families text each other in the same house. Why don't they just talk to each other? Is it too far away to go up and down 3 floors? But hey, we still have a generation of people who use the landline to communicate. I swear, every time our phone rings at home, I know exactly who it is. Telemarketers or my 70-year-old grandparents. They just learned how to use a phone. They get mad at us if we don't want to talk for a long time about horses or the farmyard or things that they did way back in the 1900s. But we have more important things to do with our time, like go on our cell phones. We don't have a lot of things to talk about, but hey, they can text us and we'll answer right away. We are available, we just don't want to talk. Okay, there is something seriously wrong with us. I admit it. Hey, what's up? Yeah. Oh, sorry, I'm actually a little bit busy right now. Can I call you back? That's embarrassing. So sorry about that. This is another common problem of today. It's called phubbing. It is a word used to describe when people pay more attention to their device than the people right in front of them. Has that ever happened to you? Sometimes when I'm not allowed to take my phone to school, or I forget it, my day is drastically different. Imagine going to school to see all your friends and everyone is on their device, talking to someone else, on social media, or playing video games. It's like we forgot about the human connection. It is pretty hard to put your phone down, especially if everyone around you has one. Speaking of human connection, did you know that there are actually signs set up at my local hockey rink to tell people to put their phone away so they can pay attention to their own kid playing hockey? But there's another aspect. It's the sleep. People even sleep with their devices next to them. They use them for alarm clocks or sleep apps to help them get to sleep. It's a chronic problem everywhere. Did you know that the blue light actually affects the release of melatonin in your brain? You need this to tell your brain to rest. That is why some people are so high energy before bed. Having your phone beside your bed has side effects like digital eye strain, increased illnesses, and even car accidents due to lack of sleep. People today even drive with their cell phones. They are too busy worried about what someone has to say on their phone rather than paying attention to the road. And I do think we have reason to worry, as cell phones are responsible for a lot of car accidents. Here's a quick fact. Did you know that driving 90 kilometers an hour, reading a 5-second text message, is equivalent to traveling a football field blindfolded? Wrapping things up, as I think we could all talk about many other problems with cell phones, the one thing that I have found is that we really need to be connecting more with each other. One of the best times in my life so far was going away to summer camp last year, Rock Ridge Canyon, a tech-free camp. Kids were told to leave all devices at home. It was not an option. And yes, I'll admit it, it was tough to give it up for a week. But I'm glad I did, as I had the chance to go on some amazing adventures and make some real human connections with people I still talk to today. I mean, on my cell phone, of course. So if you take anything away from what I just said, it would be, my advice to you is to pay attention to the little things that make you happy. Enjoy the moments that are right in front of you. And as Steve Jobs once said, your time is limited. So don't waste it living someone else's life. Thank you.
Good. Now, first question. What is the video all about? Okay, Mr. Zamora.
The video is all about cell phone addiction and the reasons why people are so addicted to it. In addition, the speaker tells the viewers about its negative impact to our health and the other dangers it brings to our lives.
Yes, that's right. Thank you, Mr. Zamora. Next. According to the speaker, why are many people so addicted to their smartphones? Okay, Mr. Villarino.
Many people love the likes and reactions that they get for their beautiful photos they posted online now. Those reactions give them the seconds of happiness. They like the feeling, so they tend to check their profile from time to time.
Okay, that's right. What other symptoms of cell phone addiction being described as speaker? Give me one.
Ma,
Okay, Mr. Bahay.
the other symptoms of cell phone addiction is when people don't talk because they are too busy in their gadgets or their devices.
Yes, that is one. Another.
Ma'am,
Okay.
People take picture of their food first, so before they
Okay. You are right. Is there any more answer?
Ah,
Yes.
family members addict each other even at home.
You are correct, Mr. Now, what are the side effects of cell phone addiction mentioned in the video? Yes.
The side effects of cell phone addiction are eye strains, increase in illnesses, and even car accidents now.
Indeed. When people, thank you, are too focused on their devices, their eyes are the most affected. Consequently, they might acquire more illnesses even vulnerable for accident. When people are too busy on their devices, what do they forget?
They forget human connection, man.
Yes, they forgot human connection. Now, how important is human connection?
Um,
This is your bucket.
human, human connection helps to improve our emotional and physical health, ma'am. And also, our self-esteem and empathy are heightened whenever we connect with others, ma'am. And lastly, we become closer to our friends, family, our community, as we connect when we connect to them physically. Thank you.
Very nice answer, Mr. Bucket. That's true. Thank you, everyone, for your answers. You are all correct. Now, let's have a good job clap. Cell phones are helpful to us in many ways: for convenience and communication, research, shopping, and many more. However, too much is not good. Too much usage of phones might kill you or your relationship with others. Hence, human connection is vital in our lives. It makes our relationship with others stronger and happier. Now, I have here a list of words that I have jotted down from your answers earlier. As you have observed, you use words and, for, so, because, before, even, whenever, and when. Take a look on the words. Then tell me, what have you noticed when you use these words in your sentences earlier?
Ma'am,
Okay, Mr. Samora.
I have observed that they are in the middle of the sentences, ma'am.
You are correct. Thank you, Mr. Samora. Since these words are mostly placed in the middle of sentences, what is their function? Okay, Miss Susado.
They connect two sentences, ma'am.
That's right. Very good. Speaking of connection, what component in grammar do you think these words belong?
Ma'am,
Yes, Mr. Zamora.
those words belongs to conjunction, ma'am.
You got it right. Thank you for being active, Mr. Zamora. Now, in your own understanding and observation with those words we mentioned, what is conjunction?
Ma'am,
Yes, Miss Villarino.
a conjunction is a word used to connect clauses or sentences or to coordinate words in the same clause, ma'am.
That's right. Thank you, Miss Villarino. Is there a difference between those words?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, for example, now, based from what we have discussed, what do you think is our lesson today? Okay, Mrs. Costado.
I think our lesson this morning is all about subordinate and coordinate conjunctions, ma'am.
Yes, very good, Mrs. Costado. To understand thoroughly the topic, in the next part of our lesson, we will learn about subordinate and coordinate conjunctions. Are you ready to learn, class?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, to discuss our lesson for today, here is teacher Christina.
Good morning once again, students. I believe that you already have ideas of our topic for today. For our discussion today, we will focus on conjunctions. Now, do you have any idea about this one?
Yes, ma'am.
It's nice to know.
Conjunctions in grammar are a type of part of speech that connects the words or phrases or clauses.
Because of conjunctions, we are able to connect several words and even broader concepts and ideas together, allowing us to build complex sentences that can convey interesting and compelling messages. To fully understand the importance of conjunction, the table shows two different construction of ideas. In the first table, the children were asleep, their parents were asleep, their dogs were asleep. These sentences work fine separately but seem a little bit repetitive, don't you think? Instead, let's use conjunctions to connect them together. The children, their parents, and their dogs were asleep. That looks a lot better, right? Conjunctions are very useful words that connect parts of speech together to form more complex sentences.
For the first type of conjunction, coordinating conjunctions. The conjunction that joins two elements that have equal syntactic importance in grammatical grammar. They are able to join two independent clauses, two phrases, two adjectives or verbs, or two nouns. Here are the seven coordinated conjunctions. They are known as the fanboys. The for, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. So there are rules for using the coordinating conjunctions. And first one is when the coordinating conjunction connects two independent clauses, a comma is to be used before the conjunction. Example, I wanted to go to shopping, but my friends want to go to a movie. When coordinating conjunction is joining two phrases or words, a comma is not used before the conjunction. Example, I like to ride bikes and swim. For the third rule, a comma is optional when coordinating conjunction is used with more than two items. For the second type of conjunction, the subordinating conjunction, these are the types of conjunctions that help to join dependent clauses with independent clauses. Some of the common subordinating conjunctions are since, because, though, as, although, while, and whereas. Sometimes the verbs can also act as conjunctions, such as until, after, or before. For example, I can stay here until the clock strikes at 9.
A subordinate conjunction performs two functions within a sentence. First, it illustrates the importance of the independent clause. Second, it provides a transition between two ideas in the same sentence. The transition always indicates a place, time, or cause and effect relationship.
And for the types of subordinating conjunctions, the subordinating conjunctions are categorized by meaning. For the first one is time. When the main clause is performed or will be performed, the time-related conjunctions establish the period. Example, as soon as, once, before, still, whenever. In a sentence, I will do the dishes after everyone has gone home. So the subordinate conjunction after is used to indicate time. Anybody give another example? Very good. For the second category of subordinate conjunction, it is called concession. It helps redefine the main clause by providing additional context regarding conditions of delivery. It highlights the action that has happened in the hindrance or obstacle. Example, although, as though, even though. She wrote my article even though it is assigned to me. For the third category of subordinating conjunction is called comparison. This includes as, though, whereas, in contrast to, and while. Helps to establish the connection between the words by providing a correlation. For example,
Ellen vlogged about the results of the political meeting, in contrast to her arch enemy who merely blogged.
Fourth one is cause. Cause plus illuminate the reason that the activities of a main clause were performed. Example, as, because, in order that, since, and so that. Example, Grant dreamed about cheese because he had eaten so much of it night before. For example, in a sentence, Grant dreamed about cheese because he had eaten so much of it the night before. Okay, the fifth one is condition. Condition, it provides the rule under which the main clause works. Example, if, in case, even, if, and unless. In a sentence, In case my sister suggests buying this dress, then I will go for it. Okay, the sixth one is place. Place defines the place where the actions or the activities occur. Example, wherever, whereas, and where. In a sentence, we can say that I will place the conjunctions wherever it is necessary. Now, class, to summarize everything, can anybody tell me what the coordinating and subordinating conjunctions are and their differences?
Coordinating conjunction joins two elements of a similar kind, whereas subordinating conjunction joins an independent and dependent clause.
Excellent! What does fanboys mean in coordinating conjunction?
For, and, nor, but, or yet, and so, ma'am.
Very good! And how about the subordinating conjunctions? Can anybody give me a sentence with subordinating conjunction?
I don't like swimming, but I love going to beach.
Correct! It seems that you truly grasp an understanding about how to use coordinating and subordinating conjunctions.
To determine if you have truly understood the lesson, we will do another fun activity. This activity is called Conjunctions Wheel of Fortune. Will the miss explain? Students will pass this emoji heart without Terry breaking it apart. Otherwise, the student will have a two-points deduction. When the music stops, the student who is holding the heart will be the one to spin the conjunctions wheel of fortune. By saying spin, the teacher will automatically click the spin button, and by saying stop, the teacher will do the same. Now, the student first needs to identify what type of conjunction is being selected before constructing a sentence using it. If the student is correct, he will receive 3 points. Are we clear, class?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let the game begin.
Okay, ma'am, please spin, ma'am.
Spin the ball. Continue. Ah,
Stop.
Tanil.
Where?
Where? I will go to Bohol where I can see chocolate hills.
Wow!
Amazing, Mr. Pahit. Thank you.
Stop.
Spin the bottle, mom.
Bottle.
Spin the water.
Wait.
Stop.
Stop you there.
And,
Huh?
and.
When I grow up, I want to be an army, save Pakistan, and destroy India.
Thank you for your answer. You may now take your seats.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, let's
Matino.
continue singing and
Matino.
passing the heart without breaking it.
Go.
Okay, please stand up.
Spin, ma'am.
Spin the ball. Roll over. Okay. Now,
Hello, in between.
in between.
You need to,
You need to
you need to spin it like that.
Stop. Stop.
Go in between. Since.
Since 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Engineering is my ambition since I was a child.
That's a correct answer. Thank you very much. You use since correctly in a sentence. You may take your seats.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, let's proceed. Please stand.
Where are you?
Please spin, ma'am. Stop.
So that.
I want to be a policeman so that I can save Pakistan.
Okay, very good. You may now take your seats. Let us continue for the last conjunctions to be used. Please continue. Spin the bottle. Spin.
Stop. Because I'm striving hard with my studies because I want to be a doctor. Well, very. Okay, thank you for your answer. I believe that you have truly learned the lesson for today. For that, let us give everyone a brilliant clap. Please stand.
This time, class, you are going to watch a lyric video about giving honor, appreciation, and gratitude towards our modern heroes, the frontliners. Listen carefully and observe the lyrics because you need to write down the conjunctions being used and determine if they're subordinating or coordinating conjunctions. You also need to include how they are used in the line. Are you ready to listen, class?
Yes, ma'am.
Through these endless fights, through these sleepless nights, you're a warrior, you are always here. The future doesn't seem bright, but we will still fight. With you by our side, we will be alright. You work day and night, despite all your pride. When things were worse than me, you were there at least the gray. Although you had only coffee and bread, you masked all your pain and you never complained. We will never forget all the lives you saved. While a lot was at stake, you were for our sake. You're in our hearts ever since the start. Your sacrifices unknown, a heart made of gold. You're in our hearts ever since the start. Your stories will be told, they will never get old. You're in our hearts ever since the start. Your sacrifices unknown, a heart made of gold. Since the early days, you stood strong and stayed. The future will be bright, 'cause you're the shining light. Thank you from us all. Keep on standing tall for our family and friends. Let's fight until the end. Let's fight until the end. Let's fight until the end.
How do you feel about the video class? Anyone?
Ma'am,
Okay.
the video is very inspirational, ma'am. It makes us feel so much lucky that we have heroes who are brave enough to protect and secure our safety. Although their health and life are put in danger, still, they choose to risk it for our own safety. So, I feel very grateful while watching and listening to the video.
Okay, thank you for that. A wonderful answer. You may take your seat. Yes, we're indeed very fortunate that we have frontliners who never give up on keeping us away from the virus. So as an individual, how are you going to show your help towards them? How will you cheer them knowing that what they're doing is exhausting? Anyone?
Ma'am,
Okay.
as an individual, I extend my hand through simply observing the safety measures and protocols all the time because it's a big help for them already. Since they are willing to sacrifice themselves, and I'm also willing to cooperate with them, especially when necessary. And I will show my position through words and actions so that they will feel motivated.
Wow, it's a great way of helping and cheering them. Now, do you consider yourselves as warriors too? Yes, ma'am, and I will guard the others, especially my parents, for us to survive this battle. That's great. So, in trying times, do you consider human connection necessary?
I believe that human connection can help lessen the problem. When we help each other, we can surpass our problem as easier, like what we are facing now.
That's a very wonderful answer. Excellent. I am very glad to know your feelings about this matter. For that, let us give everyone a warrior clap, please, then.
I can see that you all understood your lesson very well. This time, you will be provided with envelopes, which contain the instructions and criteria about the task assigned to each group. You will be given 8 minutes to prepare and 2 minutes for each presentation. Am I understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Here is the slogan of group Twitter. The business of business is relationship, while the business of life is human connection.
Dear friends, we hope this letter finds you in the best of health. We are glad to write this message. Do not think that you are alone. Reach out when you're feeling sad because we are here for you. Sincerely, Instagram.
Human connection. We like to fill in. Shut off, shut down. Stay alone when we're feeling our worst. But connection to others, your light and your warmth can heal someone. In general, according to what we have discussed earlier about the conjunction definition, a conjunction class is also categorized as a cohesive device, which are parts of speech that help make your sentences make sense and more meaningful. Most of the joining words contain just one word. Each one functions in a different way. Some work to connect two main clauses, while the others connect a main clause with an independent clause. Now, what are the two types of conjunctions according to our lessons today? What are these?
Yes, Miss Tostado, please stand up.
Subordinating and coordinating conjunctions, ma'am. These are the types of conjunctions that have to join dependent clauses with independent clauses, while the coordinating conjunctions that joins two elements that have equal semantic importance and grammatical rank. Yes, that's it. Very impressive. Remember, class, that subordinated ideas are typically connected to the rest of the sentence with a subordinating conjunction or a relative pronoun. Coordination refers to two or more ideas of equal weight in a single sentence. Coordinated ideas class are usually joined to each other with coordinating conjunctions or correlative conjunctions. Now, why are conjunctions important in writing? What do you think?
Yes, Miss Reyes, you are recognized.
As a part of speech, ma'am, conjunctions are important in conveying the whole thought of the spoken or written language. The importance of conjunction lies in the fact that they make any sentence sensible and comprehensible.
Yes, that's it. Very good, thank you. Another questions. Why are conjunctions important in writing? Who wants to answer? Yes, Mr. Obidencio.
The more conjunction you are able to use, the better will you be able to build complex sentences and convey your ideas effectively.
Indeed, thank you. That's good. At this moment, students, in order for you to assess your grasp of our lecture, you will respond to the question on the paper that was given to you. Only the letter of your response will be encircled. Within 5 minutes, you'll be able to respond it. Is my instruction clear, class?
Yes, ma'am.
At this juncture, before concluding our class today, you will have an assigned task for your final activity. You will find any article on cell phone addiction in which you can use as many articles as you want as long as you keep track of the sentences that contain subordinating and coordinating conjunctions. You can use your one whole sheet of paper and submit your work tomorrow. Is my instruction clear?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm glad to know that. So let's call it a day. Goodbye, class!